There's something out there. It's horrible. It's not even a bear. It's the Harmless Entertainment Monthly Movie.
Every which way but loose, you turn me. Every which way but loose. Inside the fire's burning me. In my mind you just keep turning me. Every which way but loose. Baby, there's no excuse to turn me every which way but loose.
Hello, everyone. This is Throw Smiley, and I forgot my wig. Who's joining me this week?
Hey, I'm Josh Cece, and you better have your EpiPen ready because there's going to be a peanut fight.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'm here to ask all the stupid questions.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I'm going to be hitting you with my face.
You don't want to get hit with Al's face. That'll mess you up.
But he presented it like he's a server at a table.
This is the Harmless Entertainment Monthly Movie. It's the patron-only podcast where every month we pick a random year. We nominate 4 movies, this month 5, and you vote on which one we watch. Then we do a deep dive, tell you about the background and production, and go through the entire movie scene by scene. This month, the year we randomly chose was 1978. The movies that got nominated were Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, The Wiz, Every Which Way But Loose, The Cat from Outer Space, and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And the movie you chose was Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh, raining again.
You want to do something this evening?
Of course. Well, not this evening. It's raining now. I want to get out now.
How about taking in a new movie?
Okay. What'd you have in mind?
Hey, babe, what do you think of Clint Eastwood?
Oh, I think of him a lot.
This squirrel's ripping off peanuts, ain't you, squirrel?
Can you imagine Clint Eastwood punching out a wise guy or laying out a bunch of guys who get out of line?
Well, of course I can.
Can you picture him falling hard for a sweet young thing who's got her eye on him?
Oh, sure, that's easy.
How about him fighting for money?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Can you see him allowing a woman to beat up on him?
Oh, now you're putting me on.
In my thoughts, you're always with me.
Well, what do you think of Clint Eastwood confiding his deepest, darkest secrets to an orangutan?
Comes to sharing my feelings with a woman. My stomach just turns to royal gelatin.
Well, what do you think now?
Now you're really kidding me.
It's no joke. It's Eastwood like you've never seen him before. In a new film called
Every which way but loose, you turn me. Every which way but loose. Inside the fire's burning me. In my mind you just keep turning me.
There can't be too many guys driving around this valley with an ape.
Every which way but loose. Baby, there's no excuse.
Hey, you like to fight?
Oh, I used to. Better than anything. Well, almost.
Inside the fire's burning me. In my mind you just keep turning me.
Oh, stop that, you baboon. No respect, no privacy.
Every which way but loose.
Every which way you look, there's action, adventure, and fun. Clint Eastwood will turn you
Every which way but loose.
But Eastwood will punch you in the face.
Woo!
I have to admit that after all these years, hearing that song finally put the title into context.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never knew what it meant,
No idea.
and now I do.
Yeah, I'll turn.
You're turning me every way. Yeah.
But loose. That's the only way you're not turning me.
So this was a musical, right?
Yeah, oh, God.
There was like
Yeah.
6 original songs in this.
There was a bunch.
Not all the way through, but a couple.
There were, and some of them were written for them. Yeah, a number of them were written for the movie.
I don't know that it, I wouldn't qualify it as a musical like, say, the Blues Brothers, because people didn't just break out in song and dance on the street and, you know.
Well,
I totally agree.
The Blues Brothers.
However, like the Blues Brothers, they just kept picking up people that would get mad at them and then start following them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Blues Brothers being kind of oblivious.
Yeah, well, but
Same sort of deal.
I was actually talking about this the other day. The Blues Brothers is
the
so
music
weird
thing.
because it's the music is happening because they're a band, and then all of a sudden Aretha Franklin's singing in a restaurant, and all the people on the street are dancing. So it is an actual musical suddenly. It's so weird.
Which I love. Give me that over Cats, man.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Blues Brothers is great, but we are talking about Every Which Way But Loose. Which was released December 20th, 1978. It was a Christmas movie.
Obviously.
Yes, clearly. It has a running time of 114 minutes. It cost $5 million, and it took in $104 million at the box office.
It did?
Yes. Adjusted for yes.
That's not adjusted?
No, that's not adjusted. That's what it took in at the time. Adjusted for inflation, it's still Clint Eastwood's biggest hit.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the year before was Star Wars. And
Yeah.
Wow.
He owes his
this was
career
Well,
to Clyde.
Star Wars, what was funny was looking at the box office totals for the year 78. Star Wars was still the number 3 movie of the year, even though it was released in 77.
And like June, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, May.
Wow.
May, right?
May.
I'm sorry, May. Yes, it was May.
Wow.
But
I was born in 77. Yeah.
But yeah.
June.
Every Which Way But Loose was a humongous hit, one of the biggest movies of the year, and I think it's time we play the box office top 10 game. So this is going to be a little different. This is going to be the top 10 movies of the year of 1978 because there's not a whole lot of week-by-week information, and as far as I can tell, only Every Which Way But Loose was actually released that week in 1978.
It's before they started writing things down.
Yeah, exactly. It's before they invented pencils. But so we're going to be doing the top 10 of the year. This is the top 10 of the release year. So it's movies that were released in 78, so there will be no Star Wars in it.
There will be no stuff. Now a bunch of people stand up and walk out.
That's right.
That's why they were here listening to Any Which Way But Loose. Was for Star Wars content.
Let's see, Josh, since it was your movie that your nomination, I was wondering if you wanted to guess first where you think Every Which Way But Loose ended up in the top 10 of the year.
Well,
for
I don't know,
78.
I just feel like that's 78. Yeah, that just is a lot of money. But okay, number 2.
All right,
We'll
Josh
go
is
to
going
number
with number 2 for Every Which Way But Loose. Let's go with Brian. Brian.
Number 4.
Brian goes with number 4. Al, what do you think?
Now, does it include box office money that came in January?
Yeah. So this is the movie's total altogether
Okay,
for
cool.
the lifespan of its run, but it was just movies that were released in 78.
Cool. Then I will wedge myself firmly between Josh and Brian at number 3.
Get comfortable.
Yeah.
We have to hustle to stay alive.
Get real close, guys. All right, so we got 2, 3, and 4. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to really quickly mention a few of the non-top 10 ones. I won't make you guess them, but at 20, we got Convoy. The animated Lord of the Rings was number 16. Midnight Express was 14.
Oof.
Yeah. Up in Smoke was number 13. Yeah.
I had a British friend, John, who I tried to make watch Up in Smoke, and he could not make it through like half an hour.
Oh, wow.
Because
I have a question, though. Did you get him really, 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 really high?
I don't remember.
So probably.
And it was because they said the word man in every sentence.
Just like they say, mate.
Yeah. That was just too much for him.
Yeah, man.
It was, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That's the most LSD I ever had in my life, man.
There was a lot of man in there. Yeah.
You should just tell him fucking British entertainment heads full of chaps and things like that. What the hell, man?
You just punch that in the face.
Be like, who do you think you are, you limey son of a bitch?
He's
We
a
fought
nice
a
guy.
war for this.
He's a fun guy.
So, but okay, and the number 11 was Foul Play, the Chevy Chase vehicle,
Uh-huh.
and number 10. How the hell do I describe this without giving it away immediately? The There's no possible way. 15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween night, 1963, a man escapes from a mental hospital and returns to a small town in Illinois to kill again.
Yeah. Man fights teenagers in Captain Kirk mask.
Yes.
Halloween.
Yeah, that was number 10. That made $47 million in its first run. Coming in at number 9, an in-depth examination of the ways in which the U.S. Vietnam War impacts and disrupts the lives of people in a small industrial town in Pennsylvania.
Born on the 4th of July?
No, that was 91.
Oh.
The Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter, yeah.
Diddy Mow.
Diddy Mow. Number 8. To prove that he is still strong and powerful, a supervillain decides to kill a secret agent. Once news of his death has been announced, the secret agent tries to take advantage of it and goes undercover to find out who tried to kill him.
Ooh, which Bond is this?
Oh, Never Say Never Again.
No,
that was in the 80s, damn it.
It was.
You only live
like
twice.
Connery came back, right?
no,
That was a good guess.
It's not Live and Let Die.
no. It is not a James Bond movie.
That is exactly wrong.
Revenge of the Pink Panther.
Oh, damn. Had me going.
Yes.
So that was number 8. Coming in at number 7. Oh, my Lord. A police chief must protect the citizens of his small town after a second monstrous animal begins terrorizing the denizens. I had to jump through so many hoops not to just give it away.
Jaws 2.
Jaws 2, yes!
Oh,
Good one.
Jaws motherfucking 2.
Yeah, I was like,
Damn.
Chief Brody, Amity, how do I not say these words?
Yeah.
Number 6. Coming in at number 6 for the year. A Hollywood aging stuntman wants to prove that he's still got what it takes to be a great professional in this risky and under-recognized line of work.
Ghost Rider.
Isn't it just called Stuntman?
Nope. It's Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
And it's named after his character, actually.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the tip of my brain.
Archer
You
talks
move
about
us
this movie
back.
all the time.
He does, yeah.
Who does?
Archer.
Oh. Yeah.
It.
Wait.
Okay.
Stoker Race.
No,
Damn.
but that was a good one. Isn't that a
That was
is
a
that a
good guess.
racing one? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's a Hooper.
It is.
Oh, fucking Hooper.
Hooper. Fuck him.
Yeah, god damn it, Hooper. Coming in at number 5 for the year. A Los Angeles Rams quarterback accidentally taken away from his body by an over-anxious angel before he was meant to die, returns to life in the body of a recently murdered millionaire.
Heaven
Rudy.
can wait.
Yes.
Rudy? Yes, it is.
Rudy.
It is Heaven Can Wait, yeah.
It is Heaven Can Wait, yes. Oh my god, that movie is crazy.
Isn't
Yeah.
this the remake of Heaven Can Wait?
Yeah, there's one from the 40s, I think.
Yeah,
And then Chris Rock was in one later on,
Oh.
I believe.
Wow, okay.
that's right. Yeah.
Huh.
It's like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. It's an easy plot to recycle kind of thing.
It is, yeah. Now, when you have like something that's like that high concept, you can just make it over and over.
Yeah. It's like a
In the parlance.
small cast stage play kind of thing.
Mhm.
Stir up the.
Death at a Funeral. That's a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so yeah,
In 1978.
1978. The top hits of 1978. Coming in at number 4, The San Fernando Valley Adventures of a Trucker.
Yeah, dog. And his
and turned prize fighter Philo Beto and his pet orangutan Clyde. Number 4.
I want to bring up the valley.
You got it, Brian. You you get every which point but loose.
Tight.
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 Number 3, the number 3 movie of 1978. At a 1962 college, Dean Wormer is determined to expel the entire Delta Tau Chi fraternity. But the troublemakers have other plans for him.
Animal House.
Animal House. Woo.
That
That movie is
Animal
problematic.
Yeah, it
yeah.
is.
Sure.
It was on at the bar recently, my first venture out to a bar, and it was up on the screen the whole time. I just kept shaking my head going, oh, yeah, this is, ooh. Without sound, it's even worse.
Yeah. I was explaining a few of the set pieces to Jude, and he was like, what? What do they do? Number 2, the number 2 movie of 1978. An alien orphan is sent from his dying planet to Earth, where he grows up to become his adoptive home's first and greatest superhero. Yes, indeed. That was number 2. There was a movie bigger than Superman in the year it was released.
Wow.
Any guesses before I read the description?
Lex Luthor.
Top of the head guesses?
Logan's Run? I don't know. What's bigger than Superman? The Godfather?
Was it the cat from outer space?
It was, yes. Al.
Godfather beats Superman.
Oh yeah, I should see where our other picks came in. A good girl and a greaser fall in love over the summer. When they unexpectedly discover they're now in the same high school, will they be able to rekindle their romance?
Will they?
Will they?
I hope not.
Yeah, the one
That's
I
also
want.
problematic.
Yeah. Grease.
Wella.
Biggest movie of the year, Grease, in 1978.
And the Bee Gees, that's not their only movie, right?
No.
They made multiple movies that year.
Oh, well,
Did the Bee Gees do the soundtrack?
not for Grease. Well, wait,
No?
they may have had a
No.
song. They had a song or two.
Saturday Night
I
Live.
think
Saturday
Staying
Night
Alive
Fever.
or Staying
Yeah.
Alive.
Saturday Night
Fever
Fever, which
and,
was the year
Sergeant Pepper.
later, I think.
Because the Sgt. Pepper thing is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So, all right. So we had The Wiz was number 21. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was 23. The Cat from Outer Space, maybe down a ways. I'm looking.
He died in space.
Yeah, it's not in the top 55, which is all they have on Box Office Mojo.
It's all
Was
about
that
who
released
you
in
know.
theater? Or was that a direct-to-television thing?
I think it would have been theaters at the time.
Yeah, I think it was a full-on Disney movie. That's a good question because they had the Wonderful
Witch
World of
Mountain
Disney.
and
What's
stuff.
crazy is that number it didn't do as
Yeah,
well
Witch
as
Mountain.
another. Oh wait, that wasn't Disney, was it? Number 43 is The Bad News Bears Go to Japan.
Oh, man.
And Meet the
Did they-
Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, did they take, like, parasails? Or not parasails?
Yeah.
Did they meet the mayor of Tokyo?
Who looks like Dennis Leary.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And another Disney one, Return from Witch Mountain, was number 26. So,
Oh, that was that same year.
yeah,
Escape or Return?
Return. So that is our box office top 10 game for 1978. That brings us to Every Which Way But Loose.
Every which way but loose.
loose.
Every which way. That's going to be stuck in my head for weeks, probably.
Oh, I don't know. I also like, what is it? Send Me Down to Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Actually, I liked yeah.
I liked a lot of the songs. Monkey
Yeah.
See,
All the
Monkey
music was
Do,
surprisingly good.
Monkey Me, Monkey You. Like, yes, it's Clyde's song. But so okay, this was a Warner Brothers movie, and it was made. They commissioned this in response to
To Star Wars? This is Han Solo and Chewbacca?
to
Fernando Valley?
to Cannonball Run.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted.
I guess.
Isn't there an
No.
an orangutan in the first one? or is it the second Cannonball Run?
Cannonball Run? I
But there
can't
is.
remember. Yeah.
He's the limo driver or something.
Well, basically, Burt Reynolds, he was an action star before he was a comedy star. And he started doing Cannonball and Smokey and the Bandit. And Warner Brothers wanted a piece of that, like, action star turned comedy, madcap, road adventure money. So they went to Clint Eastwood and they said, "Do you want to do a comedy?" And he said, "Yes." And they said, "Okay, we'll get someone to write one."
That's exactly what happened.
And for some reason,
Clyde write the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Clyde did.
Where I really
I
curious
put that down
because Clyde has nothing whatsoever to do with really any of the plot.
I know they had an orangutan and they didn't use him. I must have been thinking of the sequel because in my mind he did a lot of things.
Yes, but
Clyde exists like a woman does in most of these movies, just
Yes.
like to help further his character development.
A doting wife at the same time,
Right?
yeah,
Oh, I just
exactly.
got to get home to my wife. And he's just like, I got to get home to my ape.
In my mind, he was involved in some of the fights. There were, like
I'm pretty sure that's in the sequel. I think so, but it's been so many
Must
years,
be.
I can't say for sure.
right.
Is that orangutan no kung fu in the second one?
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
okay, so yeah,
Burt Reynolds money.
yeah, it was, yeah, they wanted that Burt Reynolds money. And this movie, so a lot of the people in this were in like a bunch of Clint Eastwood like movies previously. It was kind of just his gang of friends.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he's kind of like Adam Sandler does now. It was directed by James Fargo, who he directed The Enforcer, the Dirty Harry movie. So he'd worked with Clint Eastwood before, so Clint Eastwood asked him on to this one. The Enforcer, he did a few other movies, but none of them did anything, so he kind of moved into TV work in the 80s. So he doesn't have much of a filmography. It was written by Jeremy Joe Kronsberg, who he was one of the bikers too. He played a biker in this as well as being the writer. But he's written 3 movies. He has 3 writing credits in his entire career: Every Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can, and something called Going Ape. So he only writes ape movies. I'm wondering if he owns an ape and keeps trying to get him into movies.
Maybe he
Apes
bought
are
one
popping.
after this movie. He was like, I need an orangutan, man.
Well, oh my
He's like,
God.
"What?
Oh my God. Going
I
ape.
really got into the orangutan lifestyle.
Oh my God. Going Ape stars Tony Danza and Danny DeVito.
Too many little
Whoa.
Italians.
I don't know if you can see that. There's the cover.
I sure
Tony
can.
and Danny.
Wow.
They're Going Ape.
What year did that come out? Because
81. 81.
All
What you see
right.
is what you get.
Wow.
Ape lovers, keep an eye out.
Keep it up. Coming to a theater near you 30 years ago.
Oh my God. So, all right. So, Going Ape. I'm sorry. In this, the death of a rich circus performer father leaves. Is it Tony Danza? Who is it? Let me see. Who plays what?
Are they brothers?
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah.
better be brothers.
And
No,
twins,
no,
actually.
they're not. Okay.
Actually, though.
So, the death of his rich circus performer father leaves Tony Danza as the sole heir to a $5 million estate if he can keep his 3 pet orangutans safe and sound for 2 years.
Just 2 years.
Without
Roosters,
any money?
monkeys.
They're not cheap pets to take care of.
No.
No.
That's like having a person. That's like
It's the long game.
Yeah.
2 years.
Oh my God. Jessica Walter plays the lead actress role.
Yeah.
Wow.
is she the
About
bad
to-
guy?
Going ape.
No, she's the girlfriend
Of the
of Tony Danza, I think. Yeah. So, all right. Every Which Way But Loose stars Clint Eastwood as Philo Beto.
Philo.
Yeah, Philo. Yeah.
That's cool.
Clint Eastwood, I mean, yeah, I don't think I need to tell anybody who Clint Eastwood is. He got a start on Rawhide, did a bunch of the spaghetti westerns, the Sergio Leone.
Talks to chairs
in front of people. Yeah.
They talk back to him?
He was Dirty Harry. He's Clint Eastwood. He was the mayor of, what town was he a mayor of? Palm Springs?
No, but
that was Sonny Bono.
Oh, that's right.
Sonny Bono
He was
Palm.
But you're right. It was a small California town.
He was mayor of a small California town, in, I think, in the 80s or 90s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was. He was. He was the horse whisperer.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was.
Robert Redford was the horse whisperer.
I'm sorry. Bridges of Madison County. Bridges of Madison County. Yes. Same fucking thing, except bridges instead of horses.
Yeah, he would just talk to bridges the whole time.
Yes, he was the bridge. The bridge whisperer.
Girls walk over the bridge. Don't start with the bridges.
Both Jeff, Bo.
Sandra Locke plays Lynn Halsey Taylor. She
is very confusing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. This I had no idea this movie was as plotless and crazy as it was.
I didn't either.
In my mind, I remembered it as being like very much like monkeys and fighting, and they do things, but no, no one really does anything.
On the road.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching with Ella. She's like, "Okay, now that's just over." They just go back to it again.
I think the underlying plot is his mom getting her driver's license.
That's the only thing that has a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, it's the only thing that changes in the whole movie.
It's the only character development there is. Except for one thing, which was very confusing towards the end.
Yes.
Sandra Locke. Her first film was 1968's The Heart as a Lonely Hunter, which I have never seen, but she got nominated for an Academy Award for it, so good for her. Yeah. Boy, she was in something. She was in a bunch of movies I've never heard of from the early 70s. She was in Kung Fu. An episode of Kung Fu, it appears. Yes.
It's like a Law and Order credit.
Yeah,
now.
She was in Planet of the Apes series.
Also one episode.
Yeah. Oh, The Outlaw Josie Wales. Oh my God, she's also in the sequel. She's in Any Which Way You Can also. Wow, I wasn't expecting her to come back.
I saw that. I don't know. Just she goes back to tour in LA, finds him again.
I thought she made it pretty clear.
Yeah.
I guess she just can't resist the D.
The CED.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh my God.
She hasn't met Clyde, right? In this movie? That doesn't happen.
She never met Clyde.
That's why she's in the sequel.
Okay, so wait. The plot of the sequel is 2 years later, Philo is still fighting, living with his cousin Orville and his orangutan Clyde. He decides to retire when he realizes he enjoys the pain. So one evening, he encounters his ex-girlfriend, country western singer Lynn Halsey Taylor. Calling her his ex-girlfriend's a little bit of a stretch.
I think it's a bit much, yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-flame?
Yeah, ex-flame, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
The woman that he randomly gave $7,000 to.
Oh my God.
More accurate.
She apologizes. They get back together and move in together in the sequel. Wow. Oh, Philo. This is bad decisions.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a new breed of fighter from the East Coast who mixes martial arts with boxing.
I'm sure he's taken a few too many to the head.
And
Philo.
The only people giving him advice are Orville and Clyde.
Yes.
So
yeah.
And more Clyde than Orville.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So she worked up through the 80s. She had a couple. She largely took the 90s off. She had a couple small credits, but in 1986 she was in a movie called Ratboy. She got nominated for a Razzie for that one.
Wow. Is that a superhero movie?
I don't think so.
Not even a man.
Yeah.
Bitten by a rat.
Yeah. And then
A normally active rat.
oh my God, she directed Ratboy.
Oh, wow.
Oh my Lord.
The passion
My vision.
project.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love working with animals.
Yeah. And she directed a few movies in the 90s, was in a couple of things. And then from 1999 to 2018, she was in nothing. And then in 2018, she had a film role in something called Ray Meets Helen. And then she passed away that same year.
I've seen that, Al. Now I know Ratboy.
Ratboy. I'm Ratboy for 86.
He's a horribly deformed child.
So it's like a mask thing, but rat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's named Ratboy.
He's cool. Nobody looks
Oh my
clearly like
God.
a rat.
Was
You
that
were looking down when Al held it up.
okay? Oh, I see. Was that Simpson?
Actually, he looks like a young Bob Dylan as a rat.
Rat Dylan?
How
Was-
many dumpsters?
Was that
Rat
Simpsons gag a reference? And young Rat Boy, when Homer thinks Bart is Rat Boy, is that a reference to that movie?
Maybe.
I thought they were referencing Bat Boy, but Rat Boy is
Little scurrying.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Geoffrey Lewis as Orville.
He's worked.
He has worked. He's been working for years. Yes, he has a humongous filmography. He was in a bunch of Eastwood movies. He was in High Plains Drifter. He was in Thunderbolt.
Are there any that you remember really liking?
That-
Any on the list?
That he was in?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, High Plains Drifter was a damn good movie. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Oh, that's a cool movie. Yes, he is in that.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
That's good. He was in. Oh my God, The Return of a Man Called Horse. Have any of you guys seen A Man Called Horse?
With Richard Harris.
Richard Harris plays a
first
white.
one,
yeah. There was A Man Called Horse trilogy. I watched all three of them numerous times.
I don't think I didn't
Richard
see all
Harris
three.
plays an Englishman who gets captured by a Native American tribe, and it's kind of a Dances with Wolves thing, but like way less cheesy.
What kind of dancing?
Yeah. So yeah, he did. God, he worked for so long. I forgot he was in Salem's Lot. Heaven's Gate. Oh my Lord.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in Night of the Comet.
Oh.
That was. Oh my God, he was in The Lawnmower Man. He was in Maverick. God, he worked for so long. So long. His final role was 2018, High and Outside. Wow, he had like a 50-year film career.
Right on.
Yeah, good for him.
225 acting credits.
Woo! You go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the father of Juliette Lewis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Geoffrey Lewis, father of Juliette Lewis. Yeah.
Huh.
Holy shit.
That explains
You
a lot.
can see a little bit of the face too once you know and look at them both.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it.
But yeah, Beverly D'Angelo is Echo.
Okay. She should have been
I was waiting for somebody to say what?
what? Yeah, that's true.
Echo. She should have.
I thought she should have been the love interest until the love interest showed back up at the end.
Yeah, Beverly. She was great. She was my favorite part of this movie, other than Clyde and maybe Ruth. What's her face?
Yeah, I've
Mom.
loved her my whole life.
Yeah, yeah. No, she's. Oh my God, she was in Annie Hall. Wow.
Yeah,
That's her very first film role.
she was with Al Pacino for like a couple decades. I don't know if they still are, but yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the first place I saw her would have been Vacation. That's where I would have discovered her, definitely.
Yeah, first one, yeah.
But yeah, she's great. Coal miner's daughter, Hair. Let's see. Made to Order. Oh, High Spirits. You guys remember that movie with Peter O'Toole?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was great. But yeah, so mostly known as the mom from the Vacation series.
Ellen.
Ellen, yes. Griswold.
Ellen Griswold, yeah.
Ruth Gordon played Ma. Good old Ruth. Yep. Woo. Harold and Maude.
Yep.
Oh, God, that movie's
Harold
good.
and Clyde. But yeah, totally.
Yeah, Rosemary's Baby. Wow. There's a picture of her from 1930. I forget she was a young woman at one point.
I bet you were some before television.
Yeah. I bet she was. Oh my God. She got her start. Oh my God. She got her start in 1918. No, 1915. She appeared as an extra in a silent film in 1915.
Holy shit.
She was born in 1896.
Oh my God. That's
yes.
impressive.
Wow.
Yes, she was almost wow, she was like she 80. Yeah, 80 she would have been 80 years old then. But yeah. She got her start in silent films. Wow. Yeah.
1896.
Yeah, I'm looking at these pictures of her. She was like a leading lady, yeah, wow. Ruth Gordon. I had no idea.
She had a prosperous career before the market crash, before the Depression. She had already been working that much. That's crazy.
Wow.
Ruth Gordon.
John Cade as Choya, the leader of the bike gang. John Quaid, maybe, I think. He was let's see. He was in High Plains Drifter also, The Sting. He was really familiar. I feel like maybe The Sting is where I really know him from.
His face was familiar.
Yeah. Oh, he was in La Bamba. His final role was "And You Thought Your Parents were weird." In 1991, he played Walter Cotswinkle.
With the Fresh Prince and Geoffrey.
Don Vadas as Frank, the assistant head biker.
Oh yeah, were there bylaws? It seemed like a sort of loosey-goosey operation.
It didn't seem like there was a lot of hierarchy.
In meetings and such.
There's oh my God, I got so many bikers. Roy Jensen as Woody, who was the secretary biker. Oh my God, that was a gag. They all have titles. Bill McKinney as Dallas, the treasurer. William O'Connell as Elmo, the sergeant at arms.
Elmo, the sergeant at arms.
And Jeremy Joe Kronsberg, the writer, played Bruno. We had I'm not going to go through everybody. We had Mel Tillis, was the MC at the Palomino, uncredited. Mel Tillis, country western singer.
Yes, Charlie Rich is also.
Yes, Charlie Rich was in this. Phil Everly was in this as a singer. Yeah, it had the soundtrack. Let's see, had 2 number 1 songs on it. The Every Which Way But Loose, which was an Eddie Rabbitt song.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And Coca-Cola Cowboy, which was a Mel Tillis song. Both of those hit number 1 on the Hot Country Singles chart. Yeah.
Not Send Me Down to Tucson?
That was a hit the previous year. It wasn't written for this movie.
Oh.
And it did hit number 1, but it wasn't an original song for the movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that about wraps up our production for it.
I'm pretty sure the other guy at the bar in one of his earlier fights it was James Whitmore. Is that his name? He played Brooks in the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
I went back a couple of seconds and then just watched him, and I think so.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Was he the guy that was fighting with his guitar on stage?
No, he was sitting in between Peanut Problem Guy and Philo.
Peanut Problem Guy.
Just doesn't like to share. That's his problem.
Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah. I got a peanut problem.
Wow.
There's a pill for that.
Oh, by the way, just the guy that took Ruth, the Ma's picture at the end at the DMV was George Chandler, who also got his start in silent film, born in 1898. He succeeded Ronald Reagan as president of the Screen Actors Guild in 1960.
Far out.
He was in Lassie. Looks like
he was Lassie.
He was Lassie. Yes, has hundreds of film roles.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, this had quite the cast for 1978.
I understand now a little bit more that, like, if you were born in the late 1800s and you're around for like 1967, now I get why it's like these kids are confusing and frightening.
Right? Yes, you worked in silent film, and now all of a sudden you have to be in like Harold and Maude. Like,
yeah, all the world was black and white. All the world was silent.
Yeah, yeah. It's very. You were born in Victorian times.
Yeah, Napoleon was washing up.
Yeah.
The Kaiser had not yet. Oh my god!
No,
that's so incredible.
Yeah, no, it really is. That is crazy. Well, it reminds my great grandmother. She was born in the 1800s. I met her numerous times when I was a child in the 80s. But she came west. She went from Tennessee to Texas on a covered wagon when she was a child. And in her later years, she liked to hit me with her cane and tell me television was going to rot my brain.
She wasn't wrong.
Yeah, she was.
Here's another blow to the head.
She also, my dad tells me a very racist story about her being at the zoo and seeing a family of African American people in the 60s. So I won't repeat it here, but it was very racist.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Yes. Her name was Mama Hamill. And she born in Tennessee, died in Texas.
Of course, racist. Who's going to sit down? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Born in the 1800s.
Born in the 1800s and you're in Texas. Yes, you're racist. This movie was reviewed by Siskel and Ebert.
Oh, there they are. That's a photo of
Roger begins with Clint Eastwood's latest movie, Every Which Way But Loose.
Too loose might be the problem here, Gene. This movie has the usual Clint Eastwood violence and humor, but it goes soft around the edges and it just doesn't work. Every Which Way But Loose is a pleasantly goofy comedy where Eastwood hits the road with an orangutan sidekick named Clyde. Now, Eastwood and Clyde become great friends and drink a lot of beer together, and one of the movie's funniest scenes, Eastwood gets Clyde fixed up by smuggling him into the female orangutan cage at the zoo. I wonder if his date that night was named Bonnie. Famous movie couples. Anyway, Eastwood also gets involved in a feud with a motorcycle gang, and here he is in his pickup truck with Clyde. Now, the guys he's chasing are gang members, and they get a free car wash without even filling up their tanks. Of course, they're pretty well tanked up already. Not one of the great comic scenes in movie history. Clint Eastwood fans will probably like the fight scenes in this movie, though. They make Eastwood's punches sound like a Naugahyde sofa being slapped with a ping-pong paddle. But the movie doesn't really hold together. It's a disjointed, uneven comedy that keeps on losing its way. Every Which Way But Loose, it's just too loose and not up to Clint Eastwood's usual standards.
It sure is uneven, and I think those two clips really show the strength and the weakness of the film. I would have loved the picture if it had been just about Eastwood with that ape. I mean, it's a great movie couple, and doesn't that say something about what it takes to be an actress? I mean, it's very good. But then, as you said, we get that gang, and it's a bunch of 50-year-old men who look like they belong in a bowling alley, not on motorcycle bikes. I can't understand it.
I think Clyde is an actor, by the way, Gene, but I do agree with you. They have a wonderful on-screen rapport, especially when they're kissing. I think Clint Eastwood has been quoted as saying that Clyde is a very warm simian.
Well, it's a real ape. I mean, you don't want to confuse anybody, but I don't know. Do you know why he puts in those strange comedy stuff that really is beneath him?
He's strongest. I've always been a big fan of his in the stuff like Dirty Harry and The Gauntlet, which is the straight action stuff. I think when he gets into a comedy, maybe he relaxes too much. He lets down a little, lets stuff in that wouldn't be up to his usual action standards.
All right, well, let's move from a comedy to outer space.
Okay.
Both Roger and I thought Clint Eastwood's
The Cat from Outer Space?
Rated had more dumb moments.
The ape
than
and the
ones.
action hero from outer space.
I couldn't tell that he had switched back to talking about Clint. I thought they were still talking about Clyde, and he's like, I loved all of his work.
So Every Which Way But Loose has 37. Yeah, has 37% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There you have it.
Yeah. So that is it for the reviews. Are you guys ready to get into the movie itself?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey me, monkey you. Here we go. This is Every Which Way But Loose.
Every which way but loose. You're spinning me.
Sorry, I feel obligated.
Jude was singing that song. Like just to himself walking around. Like it's crazy catchy.
That's an earworm.
It is. Yeah. So we open on LA 1978. We have five full minutes of Clint Eastwood driving. We open with 5 minutes
in the valley.
In the valley.
San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, it is. There's so much of like blue collar San Fernando Valley, like Southern California. Like it made me really nostalgic for a time and place I didn't live.
What cracks me up is the motorcycle gang, the Black Widows, those badasses. On the back of their jackets, they were the Pasadena chapter.
That was Paloma.
What was it?
Paloma?
Paloma.
I saw one guy with the Pasadena, so maybe he was from a different chapter.
So the thing that really
spelled similarly.
The thing that really blew my 14-year-old's mind was all the swastikas on the biker jackets.
Yeah, man.
Because to someone who's like just grown up in the Trump era, like it's a whole different. It hits different than it did in '78 with some like silly old middle-aged bikers.
But it was to distinguish they were the bad guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least it was that.
Mm-hmm.
To draw yet another comparison to the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think it wasn't
chased by Nazis.
It wasn't until the second watch through when I realized, because they kept doing like the 50s rock and roll sax hits whenever the Black Widows would show up. That like this is an old 50s biker gang that just never stopped.
I met him at the candy store.
Like they've been in the same biker gang for 20 years.
Yes, since they were little kids.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're all in their 50s.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot in the valley. Not a lot shaken.
There's not. So
pornography's made there now.
Yeah. So we meet Philo. He's driving a truck. He's delivering to some sort of construction-y place. He flirts with some ladies.
Did you guys notice that a piece of wood fell off the back of his truck?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Sloppy.
It wasn't tied down.
Oh, Philo.
It was anyway.
He's just the driver, though. You got to blame the loaders for that.
That's true.
Orville.
Clyde. So he heads to a bar. He has some beer and some peanuts. Too many peanuts, some might say.
You walk in mid-joke.
Yeah, he's getting them for Clyde. Like, he's
right. Well, either way, there are more peanuts to be had.
Either way, those are bar peanuts. Those aren't that guy's peanuts.
And if they are, there will be more soon. It's weird to have peanut problems.
It's weird. It's weird to have peanut problems. It's weird to call somebody a squirrel for eating peanuts, which you are also eating.
Yeah. Squirrel. It's like, all right, I guess we're going to fight.
In the time of COVID, however, if someone dipped their hand into my bowl of peanuts.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Sure. If we look, let's look through the whole movie. Mix. Let's look through the whole movie in the 2021 context. Starting from here.
Okay. Well, we're in for some trouble.
Well, those would be like local artisanal peanuts. They'd be served on a board.
You know what?
They're yours.
You know what I noticed, and I was wondering if this was for the film or if that's just how it was. How tiny Clint Eastwood's glass of beer was. It was like 6 to 8 ounces. It was like a can size. It was a tiny glass of beer.
Well, maybe it was being sold by the pitcher, like real good.
Oh
deals
yeah. we used to get pitchers of beer, and they would have like 8 or 10 ounce glasses.
Yeah, there was a place
for
in
everybody.
Chicago we loved where it was like you paid a cover and then it was 25 cents a beer, but they were in, they were probably 4 ounces, 6 ounces. So they were a quarter.
Well, either way, he goes in, gets 1 6-ounce beer, slams it, gets the peanuts, and leaves. So yeah, he gets in a fight with the guy. He wins. He knocks him unconscious and leaves the bar. He heads home to where his brother Orville and his mother are on their way to the DMV to try and get Ma her driver's license because she keeps failing the test. She was wondering if she should have worn her wig. Philo spends time with Clyde, his orangutan. Ma fails her test again. And then that
They
night,
introduced Clyde in a sort of Pink Panther, speaking of that, in a Pink Panther Kato type way. Because I was like, oh, the ape escaped and he was hiding in there. But no, this is a little thing they do.
yeah, they have a little wrestle, a tussle.
He was adorable with the ape. You could tell Clint himself. He'd be like,
Clint
the way you grab your dog's face all
Yeah,
close to your
no.
just kiss it and like
Clint Eastwood and Clyde. Oh, I didn't mention who Clyde was played by.
Tony Danza. No, Cannonball Run 2. It's Tony Danza in this. I think it is in this already. But anyways, go on.
But no, I was just saying Clint Eastwood and Clyde had a really, really great chemistry. Like better than him and him and the woman.
Yeah.
We did mention it. His name, the orangutan's name at one point. It was Manus. Manus the orangutan.
Manus. Okay, that's right.
This week on Manus.
Yeah, in Any Which Way You Can, they changed the orangutan, and it was played by 2 in that one. All right. So, let's see. That night, Orville tells Philo that his mom's mad because Clyde came into her house that morning and ate her cookies and took a dump.
It's just typical ape shit.
Yeah, that's ape stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. The next day, Philo competes in a bare-knuckle fight in a construction yard. He wins, and he and Orville make some money. That night, Philo and Orville go out to a country bar. They don't exactly.
I know that when I go to a honky tonk, I always get a big bowl of chowder.
Clam chowder. Well, you've got to be careful, Josh, because someone may roofie the clam chowder or
with their dent. Yeah,
the denture. Yeah, I'm assuming it was their mom's teeth.
No, they're Clint's probably, right? He's a bare knuckle boxer.
Oh,
they didn't come out of his mouth.
They didn't come out of his mouth. He got them from Orville.
Orville
came out of Orville's pocket.
Orville.
Yeah, Orville had teeth in his pocket. Yes.
The Imaginarium. All right, he can pull anything out of the magic.
So, yeah, there's a young woman, Lynn Halsey Taylor, performing. She and Philo hit it off. He gives her a ride home. They kiss a little bit, but she tells him her boyfriend's home. So Philo leaves her.
I'm sorry. Can anybody figure out why 2 different times Mel Tillis was reluctant to say her last name, the hyphen name, like Lynn Halsey Taylor? I did that twice.
I feel like he just kept forgetting it.
Like it seems like there was motivation behind it, but yeah.
I mean, maybe, but
maybe he has a daughter that he wants to be singing.
I based on the joke, I would think she was like his ex-wife or something, or
Oh, wow.
The hyphen name. But see, that wasn't. That's just a harebrained theory because they didn't pay it off.
No, they didn't.
Mel said it twice.
I feel like it was just a weird reading, but who can say? Who can say?
There's not a Tillis around.
There's so many layers to this film. Different ways to read the text that it could be anything. So all right. Yeah, Philo leaves her but tells her he'll see her again. Then the next day, Philo and Clyde are driving when they encounter a couple of bikers. They make fun of Clyde. They throw their cigar into the open window of Philo's truck. So Philo does what any reasonable man would do.
Hunts them down.
He hunts them down like dogs. He essentially attempts to murder them, it seems like.
If it happens, he's fine with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's 2021, and I still feel like the novelty of an ape in a car would be delightful. My first instinct would be like, you dumb motherfucker and you dumb ape.
Well, they were kind
like, holy fuck, there's an orangutan right there.
Yeah. Well, these guys, like, at first they were kind of like, hey, it's an ape. And then, like, when Clyde flipped them off, they're like, fuck you, ape. That's personal.
That came a little, yeah. Screw me, screw you. And he throws his, like, cigar in the cab.
Yeah, he threw the cigar in the cab of the truck, yes. So, all right. He eventually steals a street sweeper to chase them down after his car spins out.
Was that a street sweeper or was that an oil?
Oh, it was an oil thing.
It was like a paving oil
Okay,
thing.
yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
That's why they were all slippery.
Okay.
His car stalls out because Clyde pulls the keys out of the ignition.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Clyde was like, please, Philo, don't hurt them. I've seen this too many times.
I want to stop running. I want a family. He's like, I'll be goddamn if you say something about my ape. I will kill you.
So, all right. Eventually, Clyde drives it through a produce packing facility. They escape on a train, the bikers, and apparently Philo ends up with their bikes.
Yeah, these two guys were prepared to start a whole new life.
Yeah. They're like,
wherever this takes us.
Like we're on the run from an orangutan. We have no choice.
We got to go into primate protection program.
So that night, Lynn and Philo go on a date, or I assume they do. They at least drive around in his truck for a while. And the next morning, they have breakfast with Orville when a couple bikers, apparently from the same gang, come into the diner and try to buy her a beer.
And then the most hardcore power move ever. He just turns around with the beer and like nods and thanks them.
Yeah, for sure. That is some straight up baller shit.
Yeah. Thanks for the beer.
Yeah. So yeah, they're in the Black Widow Biker Club.
Do you see this poorly done tattoo? Do you see it?
This tattoo, which is really, really badly drawn.
I thought the tattoo was a tick at first.
Yeah. It's like, Lyme disease is no joke.
And if
Do you know that Lyme disease kills more people than rattlers every year?
think about that, take it to the bank. So, all right. They head outside. Philo beats them up and takes their motorcycles too. You know, there's a lot of crimes being committed by a lot of people, and not the least of which is the police.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Their story is inexplicable.
Yes. This is a lawless time in a lawless town. San Fernando.
San Fernando Valley.
In the 70s, yeah.
Encino.
They should have called this the Outlaw Philo Beto.
Yeah.
Is it Josie Wells?
So the next day, Ma voices her displeasure about Clyde visiting her in her house and making a mess and stealing her cookies. Meanwhile, the Black Widows are having a meeting about their problems with Philo. They decide to go find him and get revenge.
That I know they all had official positions, it would have been nice if they had taken minutes and the treasurer had to account for the money.
Well, the treasurer, I imagine, is a busy guy because they keep getting their motorcycles stolen. Those aren't cheap.
They're the sons of malarkey.
The sons of Malays.
Yeah.
Come on, Jack.
So, all right. Philo buys Lynn some new clothes with the money he made selling the Black Widow bikes.
He buys her a fucking space suit.
Yeah. Very shiny.
Yes.
Dude, that's what country western singers wore
In
in
1978.
1978.
Yeah. I mean,
The
it's
silver polyurethane jumpsuit.
Well, it's at least what unlucky and love bachellers who live with apes
think that
think
country in
the
West.
trends are.
All
this in a circus.
They're chased by an unseen person who takes a shot at them with a shotgun. Lynn tells Philo that it's her boyfriend. So they go back to her trailer. She convinces Philo not to beat him up, to let her handle it. And Philo gives her the rest of the bike money and tells her to break up with the boyfriend, whose name is Skylar, and come stay with him.
When he shoots off his shotgun, it goes through his own windshield.
Yes. And then when they get home, the windshield is unbroken. I noticed.
Continuity errors, man.
Yeah. So the next day, Orville and Ma go to try to get her license again. Philo and Clyde go to meet Lynn, but they find that she and her boyfriend and her trailer are all gone. The man that runs the park tells them that they went to Colorado. Maybe Denver.
Yeah. So let's think about that. They're in Southern California.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to go to Denver. So they definitely took the long way by heading down to Albuquerque.
They went to Albuquerque.
From where they were.
It's so out of the way to get to Denver from Southern California. Yeah.
You go up through Vegas, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then across Utah and or at least northern Arizona.
Yeah, you could go at Tahoe. You could cross over. Yeah. You could do northern Arizona.
Northern Arizona or southern Utah, like through Moab. Also.
Maybe he had warrants.
Maybe.
Fighting people.
Could be.
But
did he somehow have a bead on her tour schedule? No, he didn't. But he does. He does end up in all the towns
where she
is singing.
Well, everybody seems to figure out a lot of things about where everybody is with no real explanation as to how.
Just no explanation.
Yeah. Their explanation
because all right, so dig. Not only did he take the long way to Denver, so did she.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think their explanation is just it's 1978 and we're in a movie with Clint Eastwood and a monkey.
We're going to take the back roads.
They did. That's another thing is they never went on a freeway ever.
Wow, it's true.
Yeah.
The one that confused me, it was and made me start looking at the map, was when they ended up in the small town, historic Georgetown.
Yeah.
Historic Georgetown, which is to the west of Denver. But so they would have had, this was after Santa Fe. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but this is after Santa Fe, and they went up through this weird valley of tiny little roads to get to historic Georgetown before they end up in Denver.
Yeah, none of this makes any sense.
So they went around so they could go up through four corners. Yeah, without thinking that. I don't know.
They were sightseeing too.
I guess so. Oh, they're definitely some easy ambling and rambling guys.
They are.
Two great apes.
Well, and honestly, doesn't Orville have it made? He's got his girl. Yeah. They make some money by his brother fighting. He doesn't have to do any of the fighting. They just kind of ramble. He drinks beer while they drive, and he camps and sleeps with his new fruit stand gal, who's little Beverly D'Angelo hottie.
Yeah. The life of Riley.
Yeah. So, all right. Philo goes back to the bar where he met Lynn. She left him a message that she had to leave. On the way out, he bumps into a guy sparking a bar brawl. He beats the guy in
And
his...
she signs the bar napkin, Lynn Halsey Taylor.
Yes.
Not just Lynn.
And I was hoping there'd be ellipses and then Taylor underneath, just like Mel Tillis's delivery.
Lynn Halsey Taylor.
Taylor.
She was like, someday when I'm famous, this will be worth something. Keep the napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there was that. Yeah. Okay, we'll get there. But yeah, it turns out that the guys that he got in a bar brawl with are cops. So he leaves.
Which, can we acknowledge, he gets into a fight with one guy, and everybody in the bar starts fighting everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a country and western bar in 1978, Al. What do you expect?
Yeah, what else are they supposed to do?
I guess that's what I expect.
The internet won't be invented for years.
Rawhide. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody was kung fu fighting, not just a couple people.
No, everybody.
Including the guitarist and singer on stage who wrecks his guitar and then just has one right there.
Yep.
Pick up and
I was playing my beat 'em up.
That was
I was playing my fighting guitar.
My fighting
You brought
guitar.
a guitar to a guitar fight?
You brought a monkey to a guitar fight?
No, Clyde stays.
He's an
out of sight.
He's not a monkey.
Yeah, Clyde doesn't go
not
into the
ever
bar.
there.
No. So all right. Philo goes home and packs up. Clyde and Orville go with him. They're heading out to Colorado to find Lynn. We're almost halfway through the film at this point, and if there is a plot, it's maybe starting up right about now.
Maybe.
If there's
I'm not
one,
sure.
I don't know if there is one. Meanwhile, the cops that Philo beat up decide to use their medical leave time to find Philo and get revenge.
Yeah, Ella pointed that out. He says it so sinisterly. I'll use my medical leave.
He got beat up, so he's on medical leave, and so he's gonna go get revenge of this guy. But he's on such a tight schedule that he's like, I've got 2 weeks.
He's thinking about murder, but he's like, why did they go through lower Arizona and then up to Albuquerque?
It was
They only have 10 days.
My insurance isn't going to pay for it if we go through Albuquerque.
I'd like to think that they actually took Route 66.
No,
I think they might have. That's plausible.
makes sense. It's like revenge. I have such a big copay on revenge.
Dip into my 401k. I'm gonna find this ape-loving son of a. No, he didn't know he had an ape either.
No, the Clyde is not a plot point. At no point
he's low-key.
ever does Clyde fall into the narrative. He's just there to be a monkey.
He's on the deal.
I feel like that is how the Black Widows found Ma's place.
How so?
Well, when they were in their meeting, one of the comments was, how many guys are riding around the valley with an ape?
And the answer was 7. They had to go to 7 houses.
They did that check that cops do. Like on makes of cars. Yeah. 7 different apes. A while back, there was a pretty clever line from Clint Eastwood where she's like, where'd you get the money? And he's like, I took it off some widows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And bam, he saved it.
So, all right. On the road, Philo and Orville pick up a fruit stand girl named Echo.
What?
Echo. Thank you, Al.
What?
I failed you the first time.
Bluka.
Yeah. I told her you had the clap. Did the lady think she was going to get the clap from the fruit?
Through cantaloupes?
Clearly.
Yeah.
I hope that was not her fruit stand because she up and bailed.
Yes.
Mid-shift.
Well, she did say she lived around the corner, so I assume the person who owns it probably lived at the fruit stand.
It's a good assumption.
Maybe.
The life in Southern California in the late 70s seems so idyllic. Just fighting and drinking and working at fruit stands.
Enjoying the weather.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. The Black Widows, meanwhile, are looking for Philo. They get beat up by some truckers. And then a couple of them lose their bikes again. Like these random truckers in just this restaurant they go into, and they just start making trouble for no reason.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And it's always sort of trouble on like a teenage level. Yeah. You know, they're wearing Nazi regalia and they're also spilling the straws on the floor. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, screw you, little diner.
And what makes him really mad is the guy says, if you leave right now, I won't tell everybody you drink horse piss.
It's like, who's everybody? Everyone's here. Right. Everyone I know in this town is here.
Be like, I've been in this biker gang for 35 years. I don't know anyone else. The guys know I drink horse piss.
Let's get up to hijinks.
Well, what made
not steal.
What made the bikers initially angry was the waitress saying, "You want to walk? You want to talk? Take a walk. You want to eat? Take a seat."
Yep.
And one dude, I don't know if that was the treasurer or not, but
you're blowing my mind.
A battle against him.
He's like, you're rhyming at me, lady.
A freestyling all over your shit.
It's like, all right, rap battle it is. Let's see. The next morning, the Black Widows arrive at Ma's house looking for Philo. She scares them off with the shotgun. They lose even more bikes.
She blows up so many motorcycles.
At least two.
Yeah. Yes, she does.
She gets a crack shot. Off. Those are incendiary rounds.
Did we miss the orangutan brothel?
No, that's coming up. That's coming up.
Oh yeah, no that
okay,
we got to stop there.
Yeah,
you're right.
So all right, the cops get pointed to Denver by the trailer park manager. Then the Black Widows show up. He also tells them, he's telling everybody where this lady went.
Snitch ass neighbor, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly. The first visit's from the police. Nope. Next visit is from bikers. Yep. Both cases.
Well, she'd want to get in touch with boyfriend who wants to follow her across the country.
Right.
The hard way.
Putnam, the cop Putnam, calls her Lynn Halsey Taylor. And then Herb corrects him, Lynn Halsey Taylor. I don't know if that was part of the Mel Tillis rule of three.
Mel Tillis rule of three. They never had a three. Yeah, maybe.
The Mel Tillis rule of three. There shall only be 3 Mel Tillises at any time.
No, the Mel Tillis rule of three is there's only 2 beats to the joke. That's why it has a special name.
The plural of Tillis is Tilli.
How many Tilli are there? 3. Good.
I worked with Mel Tillis' nephew 1 year. So did Josh and Eli, but in Arkansas.
I worked with him the following year.
Oh, Tony was still there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Did he turn you every which way but loose?
No.
Okay.
He was a good boy, but
that's all. Okay.
He turned us any which way we can.
That's right.
All right.
No, he was friendly.
So then we catch up with Lynn. She's in another bar somewhere performing and meeting guys just like she did with Philo. There was a point where she stops singing, and then I think Mel Tillis starts singing, and Jude was like, "Oh my God, are we gonna have to sit through an entire song?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's very possible."
Mel wasn't at this bar.
Okay, so it wasn't Mel. Who? I can't remember who it was. It might have been a different bar.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
But the pacing of this film made him lose his 14-year-old mind. Like he enjoyed it, but he was like, nothing is happening, and it's happening really slowly.
Has he seen Blues Brothers?
Not yet.
Oh man,
I told him that's
what happens in Blues Brothers, but with better music.
Yeah, well, nothing happens, but also it's in Blues Brothers, nothing's happening really fast.
Well, there's a goal.
That's
to save the orphanage. There's not even getting to Denver is not real important.
He's just trying to get his dick wet the whole time.
Yeah,
but sort of half-heartedly.
Yeah,
It'll come up when she loses it.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if it's half-heartedly. He is fighting a motherfucker everywhere he goes. He's really putting his body into this.
Yeah, but that's what he does, right? That's how they make their living.
It's the only language he
Which is why I think it's odd that he does free fights. Like over peanuts.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
know what?
You know, it's like if you're a barber, don't do it for free.
Yeah, you don't cut
Well,
hair.
like you said about the sequel, he finds out that he just loves pain. And that's why he has to stop fighting.
Just love it.
You
can slam your hand in a door. No.
I feel like the peanut fight was probably just practice.
Yeah,
some peanut practice. He's like, oh, I wish a peanut would.
So, all right, Philo and Clyde leave Orville and Echo to get a drink. They go to a strip club and a porno theater. We see them walking out of a porno theater.
Suddenly, it's the 40-year-old virgin with Clyde. And, I'm going to get you laid.
Like the strip club, like, all right, they're getting a drink at least. It's a bar. Like, okay, but porno theater?
Yeah. Better watch out. There's at least one dude in there who's into it.
He's there to fucking ape.
Yeah, he's like, or would. He's like, should the opportunity presented to him.
He's like, I've trained for this moment for years.
An orangutan. That's my fetish.
Sure, I'd like to get to the front of the line. Sure.
So
anybody's fucking the ape, it's Clint.
Yeah. Philo decides at this point that Clyde needs a girlfriend, so he wakes up Echo and Orville, and they take Clyde to a zoo to find him a lady orangutan.
And did they?
It
the door is locked.
No, he goes in.
It was very dark down there.
Well, no, he like latches the door, so he definitely like.
Yeah, we saw the second orangutan, and he closes the door and locks it. So
we didn't check the orangutan's undercarriage, so we'll never truly know.
He's hella discreet though.
Well,
closing and locking the door.
Did I miss?
You don't have any kids, do you?
Philo saying to Clyde, "Don't. People will talk." When he is getting kissed by the orangutan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was one of my favorite moments in the whole movie because I was like, wow, that's actually a really sensitive way to deal with this whole situation.
I think that was back in the valley.
Yeah, I was going to say that was pretty early on. Yeah.
And the people that are going to talk are the same people that think they drink horse piss.
Yes.
Them.
So the next day, they decide to find a fight in the next town because they're getting low on money. They go to
which is Santa Fe.
That's Santa Fe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The zoo was in Albuquerque. The next town was Santa Fe.
Okay.
They're going further north. Yeah.
They go to the meatpacking plant, and Philo fights their local champ. Philo wins, but the champ, besides fighting dirty, the locals try to Welsh on their bet. Echo saves the day, though. She's got a gun in her purse, and she's a good shot.
Instead of having the orangutan intervene.
Which would have at least been, made sense. Why do you have an orangutan?
The fight. He's watching the fight, but it would have been cool if, as soon as the other guy starts fighting dirty, he's all bonk. And
Rip the guy's arm off.
Rips his arm off. Yeah. They can do that.
Accurate. They can absolutely do that.
They can. Yeah. Just FYI, these orangutans are all juvenile orangutans because once they mature, they become way too aggressive to act in movies.
Oh, yeah. They're not like cats or dogs where you can clip their nuts and they're docile.
No, these motherfuckers will chew your face off.
Yeah, they're more like Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison
They're more
Ford.
pissed. Yeah. They're like Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford.
They'll work. You're gonna be upset they did,
but don't get too close.
Yeah.
If you put one behind the stick of a plane, it's going to have the same result as Harrison Ford. It's going to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Harrison
fucking
Ford broke his arm on Indiana Jones 5 just like last week? So he
brittle.
he broke his foot on Star Wars. He breaks his arm on Indiana Jones.
Harry, can I call you Harry? Sit down for a bit.
Yeah, you're very old. Relax. Get that
Take some
earring out.
calcium.
Yeah,
calcium.
drink some milk.
Yeah.
Your bones are brittle.
Stop wearing earrings. You're in your 80s.
That one earring, it throws him off balance.
Do you think he's brittle because what's her name? Flockhart is so brittle?
Calista Flock. Yeah.
No, she's been leaching his minerals from his body over the past 15 years.
Just two skeletons grinding on top of each other.
She's like a witch, just like, oh.
Oh my God, two skeletons.
Cauldron bacon, cauldron bun.
Two skeletons getting dirty.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
So
they need an ape to spice up the bedroom.
two skeletons,
go ape.
two skeletons and an ape,
starring Callista Flockhart
and Clyde.
It's
From
like,
Every
I do
Way
have
But
some
Loose.
skeletons in my closet.
Me and my wife.
Callista. Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember if they're married.
They're
Yeah,
definitely.
I
Are they
think
not
so.
married? I think they may be.
I have no idea.
Live in. You guys don't read People magazine in like '95 or whenever.
Well, I did in '95 because again, there was
There
no
was
other
no
way.
internet.
There was no internet, but yeah. So all right. Meanwhile, the cops are having some target practice. I thought this was funny. How bad of shots the cops were. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
until
the very end.
yeah.
his partner stops sandbagging and starts actually hitting shit.
Yes.
I don't think he was a bad shot at all. I think he felt bad because his friend was such a bad shot.
I think Putnam hit the first one, and then Herb hit it twice while it was flying through the air.
Oh, I thought he hit it both times, but that makes sense that he would hit it twice in midair. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was sandbagging the whole time because his buddy was terrible and dumb.
Jude.
Yeah, he
Very
saw
sensitive.
He saw this can flying up, and his instincts kicked in.
His
Boom, boom.
keen senses.
Hits it twice more.
Is like a jungle cat.
They were very stormtrooper-esque.
Yeah.
And-
Jude asked, "Are they a couple?" I was like, "I don't know."
Dude,
but they-
absolutely.
I
It's
think
Lenny and
so.
Carl.
Yeah.
We didn't really discuss the scene. Well, we talked about how they were going to take their medical leave, but they were the metal detector on the beach.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Ah,
And he had him digging the hole.
He had Herb digging the hole for him.
Told him
Like,
to
just
just
keep
keep
digging.
going.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh man, my bad. I brought my sand detector." You can stop digging now. It's just gonna.
But also,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I'd point out that
forgot
like
the metal
like
detector.
like the one cop was like, "I'll use my medical leave to get him," but the other cop is just like, yeah, I'm totally down to go with you, even though I don't have medical leave.
Yeah, I'll just take off on this pursuit of somebody that you got in a fight with at a bar off duty. And we saw that a woman knocked into Clint, and then Clint knocked into that guy, but just barely.
Just barely. Yeah.
So then that
Everyone's
off-duty
on a
cop,
hair trigger.
everybody,
the
peanuts.
truck that they had, was that an actual police vehicle?
I don't think so.
I think they were trying to also have a vacation at the same time. The fishing,
I think
all
they
that.
were. They were
Fishing.
they're going away together. They were going to go fishing, target practice.
Well, just
They're stopping at local wineries.
Yeah.
But that
eating too much cheese.
that truck gave me such like childhood flashbacks to being in
Yes.
trucks like that, like
Sitting in the
like
middle.
like the in yes sitting in the middle and like the weird like fake like plastic chrome on like around the door handles and stuff on the inside and like
And also the like camper shell on the back that had the little window, and occasionally you'd have to put your little window, your hand through that. Can I have a sip?
yeah.
Can I have the
I had a truck like that. Yeah, nothing beats a bench seat, man, for a number of reasons.
Yep.
Yes, not the least of which is the amount of death you get in a high speed impact.
Well, think of all the sex you can have with an ape.
Wow.
If you have a bench seat.
Oh, I've been thinking about it.
They're not into each other, but they're very great wingmen.
Yes,
they're just trying to get this ape. They were at the porno theater.
They saw the ape.
An ape
They were
and a
two
bare
booths
knuckle
away.
boxer trying to get their nuts.
Walk into a porno theater. All right, so the next, let's see. That night, Philo unloads his fears of intimacy on Clyde. Lynn goes bowling.
Yeah, Clyde looks like he's like, I got to take Philo to a human zoo and get him laid.
Yeah, Lynn bowling. She's like, what was it? Parton and Wynette? Was it?
Yeah.
If this is a strike, then like it won't be Parton and Wynette. It'll be Halsey Taylor.
Yeah.
So that's the most character development we've had for her the entire movie.
Yeah, she kept going on. Yeah.
Where's her boyfriend?
He's
in the camper.
Yeah, but I mean,
with the shotgun.
I've got a lot of unanswered questions about the boyfriend and her, and in general, what her life is all about.
Where her emotions are derived.
What she thinks she's doing and how much she's disappointed her mother and I.
She doesn't call. She doesn't write.
So my music career is secondary to me being an asshole.
So, all right. The next morning, Philo goes for a run in corduroy pants and a leather belt.
Well, and we have not seen him run once.
No, or exercise.
No, we have not. But, that's the thing. I noticed, like, Clint Eastwood at this point was that, like, weird kind of, like, he was 70s in shape. We're like, sure, he's got some muscles, but he's also, like, clearly drinks a fair amount of beer and spends way too much time in the sun.
Yep.
Kind of like it reminded me of Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. It was that look.
I think he's inspired by the mountain air to go take that run.
That might do it.
Maybe he was giving Orville a moment with the ape and his lady. Just passing that ape around.
Passing it around.
Hey,
if you're running in the woods with corduroys, no one can hear you.
That's why he was running down the middle of the goddamn road. Yeah. People hear me. I'm wearing cords, man.
Yeah. Just go around.
Zip.
So he runs into Lynn. She just drives by.
So weird.
And almost drives away. She almost just drives away.
She was going to drive away if he hadn't seen her.
Which would make sense soon. But yeah.
So she picks him up. They go back to her place and have sex.
This is like take my breath away Top Gun moment.
Oh, yeah.
Children's ape festival.
Yeah, just like
every which way but loose.
Took me by the hand. Made me a man.
Let's see. She drops him back off at his campsite, telling him that she's going to steal Skylar's money and she and Philo can run off together. She makes a date to meet the next night at a restaurant.
So they can argue in an OFT.
Yes. The next morning, Philo goes fishing. The cops show up and decide I'm really unclear on what they're going to do if they capture him. Just beat him up, shoot him, take him,
murder him, right?
I guess.
Is it murder? Yeah, they're going in many states.
Yeah. If you're not going to murder him, then you've put a lot of effort into a simple beating.
I've seen Bloodlust, and that is not Bloodlust.
No.
It was just an excuse for them to get away together, I guess.
It
I think
really
so.
was. Yeah,
Fishing.
they were. Yeah,
Whatnot.
well, I mean,
Yeah, and they become even bigger bumbling idiots there on the hillside. Just both of them
my God,
completely
yeah.
fall apart.
no. At this point, like they're going like full Keystone Cops. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he sends him around the lake, which was huge.
Big lake. Yes, that's gonna take an hour.
Yeah, none of this made sense.
No, and the bit with him getting excited about the fish was cute.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because he was wearing fishing stuff all through. So like they established that early on that he's into fishing.
Right, he was there to fish.
He gets caught up in the love of fishing.
Yeah. I thought at one point he was going to actually hand him the gun when he had the fishing rod.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah. So, all right. So Philo beats him up. Then he goes and beats up his partner and puts their truck in the lake.
Man, that'll ruin a lake, by the way.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah,
that's not
like,
good.
Good point.
Drain the oil pan and dump the gas.
Yeah, nobody's fishing in that lake for a while.
Clint Eastwood doesn't give a fuck about the environment, man. He's just like, give me my fish.
Fuck no.
I'm putting your truck in the water.
Watch me.
That night they go to the restaurant to wait for Lynn, but she doesn't show up. Meanwhile,
surprise.
Yeah, shocking.
And Philo still blames Skylar.
Yes, he still hasn't figured it out.
Oh, it's not Lynn.
It's sort of like Sharon Stone and James Woods in Casino.
It's exactly
She's married to De
like
Niro,
it.
but she just can't get away from her pimp or whatever.
Meanwhile, the Black Widows find Lynn. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I just don't know what this accomplished at all because the Black Widows find her and she doesn't like set up Philo. Philo just happens to run into the place where they were.
But she was setting him up kind of. Clearly, because they like hid in that alleyway waiting for him to find her.
But how did they know he was gonna find her? She was trying to lose him before and she never saw him again.
She was just in town, and town is like one stop sign, maybe. So
this was a historic Georgetown, by the way.
Hey, and we all know what historic Georgetown is all about, so I guess that explains everything.
But yeah, they show Philo walking up on her truck.
Yeah.
And she zooms off, and then he turns around, and Choya is down the alley or something.
That man's name was Choya.
Choya.
2 L's.
Yeah.
Or Chola. I don't know. Maybe.
And he was a white Nazi.
He was a
Choya.
Yeah, that's weird.
He was a white Nazi in his 50s. Yes.
Yeah. Kind of portly. I don't understand this gang.
No, I think that's
nickname. He adopted the name of a common cactus to show that he was prickly, and he'll jump at you, and sting you. I don't know.
Well,
not unlike
this
a
very
black
organized infrastructure.
Yes,
he was given his name.
Robert's Rules of Order. He has a gavel in his bag.
It's time for some justice. Some sidewalk justice.
Yeah. So, all right. So Philo arrives. They get in a big fight. He beats them all up while Orville destroys their bikes with a.
The fun spaghetti western music.
Yeah, he walks up and they do the little doo 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 doo.
Good, bad, and the ugly whistle.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Just different enough to not have to get the licensing.
Right, but close enough that
Morricone,
close enough to like wink at Eastwood's career. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
he could have like said like, "Hey guys, hey Sergio, hey sorry, what was the other guy's name?
Enrico.
Can I use this?" They're like, "Yeah, buddy.
You can use it. We're Italian."
What's the matter, you?
With an ape? Of course.
An ape, you say?
An
All
ape's
right,
involved?
ape music.
I'll just leave the check blank.
Yeah, they leave and go to, I assume, Denver. I don't know. They go.
Assume nothing.
I don't. They go to wherever. I have to
They're
think it's
fucking Kansas. They're just
Yeah,
touring
They're
all
up in
over the
that
place.
Philo.
I assumed Denver.
Yeah, Philo manages
Finally.
to track down where Lynn is performing. She does
At
this.
the Zanzibar.
Yeah, what kind of bar is it? It's the Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Named after Tony Zanza.
Zoni Zanza.
He's the boss.
So she does the same thing, leaving with another man. Philo follows them out back.
Wasn't that Skylar?
No,
No, that wasn't Skylar. That
No.
was
another
someone else.
Another Mark who she was gonna date
his
and take money from.
His name was Harlan.
Harlan.
Oh, right.
Harlan Ellison.
Harlan Sutherland. This is where we have Lynn opening for Charlie Rich.
Oh, this is the point. And then Charlie Rich plays.
But then
does a
doesn't
number.
her weird boyfriend
Then
walk
the
up
weird
to
boyfriend
the truck
does,
and they stare at-
does show up for his one line. Yes.
stare at each other.
Yeah. The man leaves. Lynn tells Philo she's a hustler going from town to town. Skylar is her manager. So she's basically like a hooker, kind of, but they hustle the money. Is Skylar like
They're
her
definitely
pimp?
con men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was able to definitely con men. She was able to get the money out of Philo before taking him to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they never consummated until somewhere between Santa Fe and Georgetown.
Right. And this is the
And
point.
he gave no indication of what he did for a living or how he made money, so she had no idea of even if he was a good mark to choose. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had no idea. But she seems to just
he did have a trucker jacket with the fleece on the collar, so clearly he's swimming in money.
well, and she saw a stitch on the back. It said "Ape Life." So
he's like, no, just luckily I ran into these bikers I hate.
Yeah. But so this is why she has a breakdown. She tells him that like it was all great until you ruined it. So I guess we're supposed to think that she had actual feelings for him and that ruined her conning.
Oh, so that was like a Shane, Harry, and the Hendersons moment?
I think so.
Get
yeah.
out of here.
Well,
just go.
Well, no, I don't think it was that. I think it was like, I'm a con man and you ruined it. You ruined it and I hate you. I hate you for ruining my con life.
He didn't even take the money back. He wasn't like, give me my money or I'll knock you around. He was just like, I'm just trying to get kissed.
They were ill-gotten gains to begin with.
Yeah.
They were.
It's like, there's all kinds of Nazis I can rip off and sell their bikes. I got a trash truck full of them.
That wasn't my money. That was Black Widow money.
Sweet, sweet Black Widow money.
Sweet Nazi blood money.
Yeah. So he leaves. They go out. He and Orville and Clyde go out to a quarry where he finally fights the legendary Tank Murdock, who we have not mentioned till now, but they name checked him a few times. He's like the best around.
Yep.
The bear.
It's like the Leroy Brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tank Murdock. So Philo fights him. He's winning.
Tank is an older porker.
Yeah. Well,
look.
Yeah. Hey,
Orville called him a porker.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. He's
Orville's words.
Yeah.
Orville's words.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But he's clearly past his prime. He's been, top of the game for a long time, but now he's starting to age and he's starting to lose a bit. But when Philo's about to win, he sees like the crowd turning on him and has second thoughts and decides to take a fall and let Tank win. I guess to preserve Tank's legacy, or just
Yes, that's exactly what I think. He just wanted to respect this guy that he
Who
had
nothing else.
had respected through the stories. I'd also like to think that this was Tank's last fight. That he quit after this so he could remain undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought I was like mid-fight. I thought to myself, it's going to be a real pain in the dick when he wins, and then everybody's going to come from all around to fight him.
I think that was the other thing he was thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there was a little bit of both, like his respect for Tank and his own self-preservation. Like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
I like to show up and fight somebody for money. I don't want people coming to me to fight me for money.
Good point.
So
I got to drive mom to the DMV.
yeah. Back in LA, Ma finally passes her driving test with her glasses and her wig. Philo and his crew head home. They pass the remainder of the Black Widows and the hapless cops.
That's the resolution to that. Not even a conflict.
Yes.
You just drive past.
Yeah, that is the resolution to the movie.
Yeah, they've been following you the whole movie, and then he pulls ahead, so they're following him again. But they're like, not this time.
Yeah. And then we roll credits to.
And at this point, we find out that we've been turned every which way but loose.
Every which way. Oh shit! You know what, guys?
What?
I completely forgot. We had Siskel and Ebert.
Oh wow. Well, did you guys see the post-credit scene with Nick Fury?
Yeah, man. He had a couple of those glowy rocks. He gave them to the ape.
Yeah, he did.
You're going to need these in the sequel.
Yeah, that's the movie. I have one unanswered question. How did Ma get to the DMV? Philo and Orville were both in Colorado.
So
she drove herself.
She broke the law.
Breaking the law.
Yeah, man.
Breaking the law.
She's a gangster.
She's a Black Widow.
Yeah, I'm going to get my driver's license, and I'm going to get laid by a guy that's my age.
Right.
I was born before cars.
Yeah.
Give me my fucking license.
Oh, my God. When I was born, Franz Ferdinand was alive.
General Francisco Franco. I've seen them.
Yeah. Wow. This movie was not what I was expecting. I kind of loved it still, but it was very different than I remembered from my childhood.
I think I remembered this sequel. I must have, because there's things in my mind that I know there was an orangutan in Cannonball Run too, but
yeah, no, I definitely, the sequel and this one were all just one big movie in my mind, for sure.
I don't think I'd ever seen this movie before, especially in its entirety. I don't think I've seen the sequel before in its entirety.
I didn't.
Clips and vague memories of what have you, but yeah,
it was fun in a really slow, weird way.
Very slow way.
Yeah. I think the Clyde driving the paver just kind of sums up this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slow and the monkey's doing nothing.
But I also can't take my eyes off him because he is an orangutan.
Yeah. I would not get upset if I pulled up alongside one.
100% this movie would not have worked without an orangutan, which is bizarre.
yeah, otherwise he's tucked away.
Did we
He's binging Lost in the back of that trailer.
He's just reading his favorite novels, his favorite children's book maybe. Did we talk about how Philo got Clyde? Did we mention that?
We did.
Won him in a fight?
Yeah.
That was the one emotional beat in this entire movie that landed for me, where I was like, oh man, it's like I couldn't stand to see him in a cage. I was like, that's a pretty honorable thing.
Yeah.
And he bet his truck and 2 dirt bikes and fought 4 other guys at the same time.
There was so much at stake
to free this ape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
why didn't we get that movie?
Yeah, I would have loved
We
to see
did.
that
Jay
fight.
and Silent Bob Strike Back. They recreate that. Sentimental reasons, yeah. They gotta have the ape. Just like Clint did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philo seems like a nice guy for making his living from busting chops.
For a guy who will just punch you for any reason, really.
Peanuts. Really.
Peanuts. Yeah. So all right, yeah, that is Any Which Way But Loose. Any last thoughts on it, guys, before we move on to next month's nominees?
No.
No, I enjoyed it. 5.5 mole men.
Oh yeah.
And one Nolan
That's
burger.
right. One Nolan burger.
A Nolan burger, 2 mole men, and an orangutan.
And a little lady.
Yeah, and a little boy that nobody liked.
Or Bill.
All right. So that is Every Which Way But Loose, which brings us then to next month. And our random year generator has told us that next month we will be watching a movie from 1989, which means we have to each nominate one from 1989. Who will go first? Josh, you won this one, so why don't you go ahead and pick 89 first, if you're ready for it?
I think so.
Okay.
Let me think real quick. I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It was hard. I have others. Yeah, I'll stick with it.
Ghostbusters. Wow. Okay.
GB2.
Yeah. I am that movie. I am so torn on that movie in so many ways.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
We all are.
Wow. Okay. That'll be interesting. I don't think I've seen that one in 20 years. So that's going to be fun.
It has a fantastic explainer song.
Yes, it does. Yes, with the rap in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So all right, how about Brian?
There's a movie starring Howie Mandel that came out this year.
Little Monsters?
Called Little Monsters.
Oh, dang.
That was on my list, my short list.
So I was born in 87. This movie came out in 89. At some point between 89 and like 91, I saw this movie.
Woo.
And it crept its way into my nightmares for a decade. Wow. I was terrified of the people who lived under the floor as a little kid, and I haven't seen it since then.
It wasn't enchanting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I turned 13 in 89, so I definitely was way too old for Little Monsters, but I think I saw it at some point somehow.
It was
on
on
a
HBO.
stupid movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Does Howie Mandel do his like weird high Bobby's World voice the whole time?
Occasionally, I think. I
Yeah,
think he does it just as like an aspect of his character, but I don't think it's his normal spooky little monster voice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
he has
fun.
so much makeup on. All right, that's a good nomination.
That is. Okay, so Al, what do you got?
Yes. Okay. So Ghostbusters 3 was my third. 2, sorry. Ghostbusters 2 was my third choice.
I was excited. I was like, awesome. We're going to get to see this.
Yes.
What? Al had it.
My second choice was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad you didn't, because someday that may be
So
one we
beautiful.
do as a series. But
Yes.
But
okay, so it was the first title that I came across, and I knew it was the one, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Woo! Bill and Ted. All right.
That's a good one.
All
right, Chief, what's yours?
Okay. So, like I said, I had, I think it's 24 different movies.
Take it easy.
So I'm just going to run quickly through some of these. I had on my long list, I had The Abyss, Always, Black Rain, Blaze, The Burbs.
Yep.
Burbs, yeah.
Dream a Little Dream, with the Coreys. The Dream Team with which was the other movie that Michael Keaton had out in 1989 besides Batman. The Fabulous Baker Boys with both of the Bridges brothers. Field of Dreams, Gleaming the Cube, Gross Anatomy with Matthew Modine. I watched that movie like a bunch for some reason, and it's not a good movie.
Gleaming the Cube, I love.
Gleaming the Cube is
especially at that time.
Yeah, is great.
There was at one point where Gleaming the Cube was the name was changed for like the pre-Fox KMSB Channel 11, and it was called A Brother's Justice.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, because they're like, what does Gleaming the Cube mean?
They're like, just shut up. Millennium with Chris Christopherson. No Holds Barred.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Pet Cemetery.
That was on my list.
Three Fugitives.
We're getting closer to. Oh, I know what you're going to choose.
Turner and Hooch. Vampire's Kiss. Who's Harry Crumb? Weekend at Bernie's.
Wow.
Wait. Who's Harry Crumb? Uncle
John
Buck was
Candy.
the same year.
Wow. Yeah.
John Candy didn't make a lot of movies. He made quite a few in a short amount of time.
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
So then
He knew he was on the timeline. So sorry, John.
Yeah, 300 pounds and he smoked.
Right.
So then it came down to three. And honestly, between these three, I hadn't decided up until really reading through them right now. But my third pick was Tango and Cash.
I love it.
Right?
That movie is amazing.
On Community, when they see Rob Corddry, the other lawyer, he's like Tango, and he's like Sundance. It's like we had different partners.
My number two pick, and before I was gonna go with this one before this at the beginning of this episode, this was the one I was gonna go with, but then I've changed my mind since then. Number two, The Wizard with Fred Savage.
Yes, that was on my list as well. And Jenny Lewis, who we talked about on the American Top 4 recently.
Yes. I was really going to go with The Wizard, but that was going to be my number one pick. But at the last minute, I decided that my pick for the month is Roadhouse.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I am crazy for Swayze.
So am
Wow.
I love that. Oh, I love that movie.
I was so wrong. No UHF mention?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That was
thought
good,
Al, I thought you were going to go with UHF.
Yeah, I thought one of you two were going to go with UHF, Al or Thoreau. I was like,
I have nothing. It's so perfect. I have nothing to say about
Yeah, I love UHF. I just didn't want to talk about it for 2 hours.
it. Well, it's just like standing around and doing our favorite lines.
Yeah.
Like unanswered questions. Yeah, I got a few.
Sure.
how and why, I guess.
So, all right. That is going to be a fun month. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Ghostbusters 2, Little Monsters, and Roadhouse. Wow.
It's win, but still, yeah. Roadhouse.
I saw Roadhouse. I knew somebody was going to pick Roadhouse. Mostly because I caught a on NPR. Wait, don't tell me. They had a clip show, and they had Regina King, talking about. Well, she admitted a long time ago that she had a crush on Sam Elliott, and she mentioned specifically Roadhouse.
Oh,
like
God.
the rubber band in the mouth, and pulling back the hair to fight, and she actually met him at one point and like admitted, according to her, that she had a crush on him for so long.
Oh, I personally know several women.
She mentioned that she's pretty sure he blushed.
Aww.
Yeah, it was cute.
So all right, yeah, that's gonna be fun. So whichever one of those movies. Wow, yeah. So that is next month. I'll get the lookout patrons for the poll that's going to be up on Twitter and Facebook for you all to vote for which movie we watch in August. So yeah, thank you all for being patrons. Thanks for
voting
and hanging out with us. Just a reminder, guys, it's because of you that we're able to keep doing this. So
well, you're already a patron, you're hearing this, but if you haven't, please subscribe and like to the Harmless Entertainment YouTube network.
Yeah, absolutely, on our YouTube, and please go ahead and leave us a review, or at very least a rating on iTunes. That's the number one thing that'll get us heard by more people.
Check out some of our YouTube playlists. We have I forget what's on the phosphorescence playlist as of date, but I'm trying to get up to date with the phosphorescence movie songs.
Yeah.
I think I just got up to Underdog last night.
How many away from Any Which Way But Loose are you?
It's a little ways, but definitely I think I've got 3 or 4 songs that are gonna come from this movie.
Oh God, yeah,
awesome.
I feel like I had a policy before that I wasn't using songs from the monthly movie, but it's changed because of Every Which Way But Loose.
It's
because like the Black Widows, there are rules.
Yes, there are a lot of rules apparently.
It had to come before a committee.
Al is the musical treasurer.
Treasures music.
So, all right. Well, thank you everybody again. We will see you next month when we talk about a movie from 1989. Until then, this has been your host, Throw Smiley, and I'm going to go now and take my peanuts up to my tree.
I'm Josh CC, and I don't want you guys drinking beer except on Saturday nights.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'm not the only tree squirrel with nuts.
I'm Alaric Weber, and next time I'll wear my glasses and my wig.
He looks great in them both. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.